Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee. As you can tell, my map is looking even less puzzling. It's pretty busy, you'd say it's bustling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these additional pieces in here. We don't have a full map of all of the adjoining areas of our bay, but we've at least got the bay itself down pretty clearly, and I'm pretty happy with it. Although when I look at this pink splotch up here, I think, man, this pig needs to go. But where? So, it's honestly the biggest single tourism draw the bay has ever had. You can't see them, but there's like hundreds of little piggy boats out there coming to see this guy. So, what I was thinking is it might be valuable to set up some sort of barge to plant him on. And one of my amazing commenters, Millstone99, suggested make that barge look like one of the boats that all the little pigs is in. So I could possibly set up, that boat or barge in one of these little offshoot corners of the bay here. I don't want to necessarily put it in one of the deep water portions because those should really be reserved for large ships. But if you look at the size of this pig, I mean, this thing is massive. And I was kind of thinking, like, one thing you want to do with tourist attractions is you want to have them be visible from a lot of different places, but you also want to have them draw people past other things that they could spend money on. So, if we take our giant pig and sculpture and move it from the top of there, somewhere deep into the bay, that's going to be where we get the most bay for our buck. So, here's what I'm thinking. Either this little inlet, or maybe this little inlet. Although this one's so deep water, that might be a better one for big ships. Although this little barrier island might be a sufficient barrier to make that unfeasible in the long term. Short term, we need to go get some measurements. We need to figure out how big our barge needs to be to fit this pig. Because we can just guess, but it might not be pig big. And that would be incorrect, you dig? So let's go ahead and check this out. On a normal pig, it looks like the boat is about, I don't know, if the pig here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, let's say 16 pixels. You could say that the boat here is an additional 6 pixels out, an additional 6 pixels behind. So, whatever the length of that thing is, we need to add roughly 3/4 the length in our allocation. So 16 plus 12 would be like 28. So we need to make sure that whatever we have proportionally can fit that guy. Why don't we head over there now and do some quick measurements on our pig. Also, one thing I want to do is because I want to take the pig and break him down and move him, I love the little helmet he's got on, but it's made of very rare pig iron. And the more pig iron I have, the more other things I can build with the pig iron. So I'm kind of tempted to keep the pig iron and instead give him some sort of other decorative helmet. Maybe of gray concrete or stone. Also, I want to take this sign down because as much as I like it, I feel like it's very visually distracting. And it is not easy to get up there, is it? Okay, so I'm going to have to, build a scaffold and everything. Dang it. Okay, so cleanup effort, component 1. Obtain extra wool from sign, so if we run into any difficulties placing our pig, we are not underwhelmingly inventoried in terms of pink wool. Step 2. Get up there, measure the pig, begin planning final barge location. Step 3. Build barge. Ooh, actually, step 3 might be gather hundreds of trees to build a giant barge, because I have a feeling this is going to be like a barge a giant could fit on. Not necessarily like a giant human, because that would be silly, but a giant pig probably would be somewhere in the ballpark of what we're thinking. So, we'll see how many of those steps we can get through today. Feel free to write your guess, your best guess, on a post-it note now, so you can compare it against what actually happens, and then feel like you're super smart if you're super smart and get it right. And if you're wrong, well, you know what? I didn't even bother guessing, because I am like the water of this bay. I go with the flow. I'm a simple Joe, and I know there are limits to what I can and must and will never know. Like Bill and Ted, my adventures are excellent, but I know that there is an extent to which my knowledge must be capped, even though I sometimes speak in raps. It's just a trap, you know? Snap! I get so caught up in my words, everything just becomes a blur, and then all of these absurd pieces of wool just fall by me like raindrops. Raindrops in the bay, bane drops, thunder, lightning. It crashes, it dashes like Sonic, it spins, but in the end, I like to think that you, the viewers, win. So, let's grab this wool, let's run upstairs, let's count some blocks to be prepared to build the boat for the giant pig, so he can enjoy his newfound digs. Oh, dang it, I gotta delete this word too. Pigs. Oh, that would be so cool if one of these guys... that one turned into a zombie! The lightning struck that pig and he turned into a zombie. Okay, we need to go put him in a different boat. We need to find the boat he fell out of and get him inside of it. Can I fit 2 pigs per boat, or is it like 1 person and 1 pig? Dang it, man. Oh, okay. Well, let's go grab this boat and put that zombie pig man in it. Because, like, obviously, we need as many tourists as we can get for our pig new exhibit. RX Pigget. Wait, that... well, I don't know. Come on, in the boat. Really? Do I need to be, like, open-handed, or do I need to hop out and push him in? Did that work? Woo, we got him. Okay, excellent. 1 zombie pig man. Thank you, Lightning Storm, for the excellent idea. I wonder what happens when lightning strikes squids. I guess they probably get electrocuted and die. So maybe I don't want to see how that happens. You know, I realize, thanks to the wisdom of some of my other commenters, like Ozathoth, that I need to name tag that zombie pig before he gets away. And I'm sure you guys are like, Joe, where are you going to get enough iron to make a anvil on such short notice? Well, like Johnny Cash, I've got pig iron. So let's go up here real quick and grab some. Well, I was up here grabbing some iron for our anvil to name our zombie pigman friend before he despawns. Oh no, did he already despawn? Did he already despawn? No. No, he's gone. Dang it. Dang it. Next time I'm going to be ready. Wait, no, he's right there. Okay, so quickly, let's... or is that a different one? Well, who cares? Before he despawns, we need to promptly gather ourselves an anvil. So, anvil time, anvil time. This part doesn't even have to rhyme. Okay, here we go. Name tag. So I was going to name the first one Pig 1, but I'll name this one Pig 2, because I think he's the second one. Okay, so let's go name Pig 2 real quick. Hopefully we won't accidentally strike him and anger all of his buddies. Okay, Pig 2, you're getting some sort of weird Latin glitch now. And your name tag's weird. But, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go grab this boat. We're going to get Pig 2 on it. Where did I just pick up there? Okay, Pig 2, here you go. Boating time. Boat, in the boat. In the boat you go. Your brother already died, but I guess you died too because you're a zombie. Yay! Okay. So we'll get you away from the shore. So now that I think about it, over time, every time there's a thunderstorm, some of these pigs are going to be struck. I had 2 pigs out of maybe 60 get struck in the course of this video so far. So that makes me think that I'm going to have a slow decay of this if I don't constantly rebreed and add more pigs. Although thunderstorms only will occur in these chunks while I'm logged in, so maybe it won't be too much of a concern because I'll know when it happens and I can aggressively capture the pigmen. So that'll be a fun little game for us. Every time there's a thunderstorm, chase the pigmen. Anyway, while I was up there grabbing that iron, I did some quick pacing out of the pig's mouth to the tail. And it looks like it's about 33 long and 14 blocks wide. So, that means that my little barge, barge is going to have to be at least 57, probably we'll just average it out to 60 blocks wide, or sorry, 60 blocks long. This pig here is about 10 blocks wide, and the boat is basically 20 blocks wide. So that means our boat needs to be 28 blocks wide. Our barge needs to be 28 blocks wide and about 57 blocks long. That seems about right to me. So, what is 57 times 28 in terms of lumber? Okay, so that's 1,596 blocks just for the base of the boat. Divide by 64. That's 24 stacks of planks if I'm going to use planks. And if I'm going to use anything else, that's going to be... it's going to be a lot. If I use logs, that's 1,596 logs. So, yeah, that's going to be a time-consuming effort. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pull down these litters completely, and I will work out, based on my maps, where I can actually fit something that's 60 blocks long and 28 blocks wide. So, anyway, time skip. We got our zombie pigman named and in his boat. We got our letters here safely restored. One thing I do want to do is get started on gathering all that lumber I'm going to need, you know? I realize I'm going to need 6 stacks of logs if I'm going to have 24 stacks of planks. So, no better time to start than the present. Cool. Mr. Pig, guess what? You've been recruited. You have selected, or been selected, to join Joe on his first expedition to determine where he should place this giant pig sculpture. Welcome. So things we want to keep in mind is we want the pig to be visible himself. One of the big problems with him up on the cube there is even though he's visible from the rest of the bay, he's kind of obscured when you're coming into the bay. So we want to make sure that people on an elytra path have a good view of him. This land here, this little inlet here might be good, except for the fact that it's so hilly nearby. At the same time, I mean, it's going to be hilly around all of this. No matter which inlet we go with, this is all kind of higher elevation terrain just around it. That's the nature of this bay. That is its basic composition. I've done some basic surveying of this inlet here, and if we wanted the boat to be 28 blocks wide, that would go from about that island there to about here. And 60 blocks is from about here to about there. So if you imagine a rectangle with like that is one of the corners, that dirt thing, that is one of the corners, this is one of the corners, that's how big this boat would be. And at that point, where we're using up that much of our bay for a big pig barge, that to me says maybe this tourist attraction should be land-based. What if we take this plain here, we have this big plain right here, that we could easily start constructing our boat in. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be perfect. Nothing ever is. But, like, nobody else is building over here. Nobody's claimed this. So, there's nothing stopping us, really, from building it. People flying over to the Games District are going to be able to see it as they fly past. So, we get all the visibility there, but without being in the lowlands. We can build a little welcome center. And, you know, one thing we'd even talked about was setting up a server-wide monorail. So having this be the monorail station for the bay that goes under the pig and then proceeds to some docks with boats so you can visit the rest of the bay, that makes a lot of sense to me. That's really appealing. So, let's see. I've got 40 out of the 1,596. Let's just round that up to 1,600. So I've got a incredibly small percentage of this right here. And I can just start on... I guess it's not really a groundbreaking unless I break some new ground. Boom. That's how we do it. We break new ground. So it's going to be 28 wide. Here's a little trick for you. Exactly 28 blocks in the stack. Let's go. Now that I've got the first beam laid, I'm looking at this and I figure I'll go ahead and set up a small temporary dock over here for people to come in and out of to deliver the lumber. Boom. Look at this. It's like I've already got a, you know, significant shipbuilding presence here. Thank you, the boat. So then what we'll do is we'll grab a bunch of trees and saplings from over there, move a bunch of the saplings from over there back to the plains adjacent where we're building our giant fake barge, so we don't have to do all these long trips anymore. Then, after we get the barge constructed, then we will move the pig over. I've been thinking a lot, and I've, kind of threw it out to some of my viewers, what should I do for the pig's helmet? So, if you want to keep up with me and some of the questions I randomly ask viewers, definitely check me out on Twitter, twitter.com/JoeHills, so you can be one of the awesome people who make suggestions like, whoa, Joe, why don't you give him a chain helmet, using like bone blocks or something? They could be the bones of his enemies. That wasn't in the suggestion, but I'm really excited about the idea personally. And then I was thinking, like, what if I put some purple, like, glass on it, so it looked like the chainmail was, like, shimmering, like it was enchanted, right? Because everybody loves enchanted armor. So, we're going to get on that. Where was I? Axes. Oh, yeah, I came in here because I need to go to bed. Good night. What? It's not nighttime. Who did that? Did somebody go to sleep? Dang it, Beef. Pig, enjoy your view while you can. You are soon going to be welcoming folks to the visitor center of Red Sky Bay. Facing the games district, facing the community area, facing the sunset. I guess you're already facing the sunset, but I'm facing something far greater. I'm facing the judgment of all the other hermits, and I really need to make sure that this looks absolutely awesome. Because it's not enough to just take something CubFan does and move it. I need to improve it so that you can groove it. So let us go over here, and I'm going to start throwing down these saplings to get started on our new kind of halfway tree farm thing here. Boom. Okay, you guys be good. Stay lit at night. Grow into giant mighty oaks. Oh, actually, if I place these in a square coordination... Yeah, let's do that. That's a way better idea. Let's put these further apart, though, if I'm going to do that. Great. So we'll let those grow. So there we go. There is the very basic framework for our very first barge that will be facing the other hermits as they approach from the skies. Super excited. Hope you are too. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions here. Send them to me on Twitter at JoeHills. And check me out wherever. Sometimes I go to conventions. I'll be at PlayOnCon this year. And PAX Unplugged. So check me out there too. Anyway, until next time, y'all. This is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.